Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back, welcome to. I appreciate the support either way, cuzzies. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily on this beautiful metaverse. Today's Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a window to my thought process and hopefully trying to teach you my swing trading process in a nutshell. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. These are a bunch of hypotheticals that I potentially might be doing with my own money. If you want to follow along, it's all on you. Once again, educational. But I have been doing this for 17 years. I have experienced multiple halvenings and cycles. I was taught this process originally many years ago by my father, who was an options trader for Stratton Oakmont, if anybody knows that place. So that's who I was trained by, right? Then obviously I've taken that process, tweaked it to whatever I like. And what I like is I like using longer time frames because they lie to you less. And this is why I'm making this video. The longer time frames are doing something that they haven't done since October, what are the odds, 2023, so literally a whole year ago. And what am I talking about? So I use a MACD and RSI. This is something new. Didn't want to do that, excuse me, I wanted to do that. And I use a market bottom indicator to show me on longer time frames when the whales are buying, right? But technically you can see that with the wicks. But my whole point is I like to simplify my trading process and simplify these videos because a lot of you haven't been doing this for a long time and you're just trying to make money, right? That's the goal here. So once again, join the Discord. Links in the description. It's free. Even though I'm not posting videos, I'm still posting my thoughts, what's going on, where to set alerts, right, etc., etc. Because in trading, nothing happens until something happens. I'm making you this video because something's about to happen, cuzzy. So the first thing I look at is waves, right? Everything happens in waves. Depending on the time frame you're looking at, the waves will get longer, meaning this wave was from April all the way to October. If you go to a 1 hour chart, still waves still hold value, but this was only from October 11th, 10 p.m. to October 13th, 5 p.m. So you go from months to weeks depending on the time frame. I like betting with longer time trends and then zooming in because long-term trends will predict what the short-term outcomes do. What does that mean? This lasted from April all the way to October. Regardless of what the news told you, Bitcoin went from 70,000 to 49,000. That's simple, right? I could click on any single ticker. It doesn't matter what the founder, circulating supply, sector, it all depends on the chart, bro, right? And it all depends on death crosses, golden crosses, overbought, oversold, what's the longer term trend. So when I click on this ticker and I see this cup and handle, bull flag, inverse head and shoulders, by the way, shout out to you guys who remember and supported you and supported me by reposting that. I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's what this looks like. This looks like this was a rounding bottom. If you remember me saying many months ago, unfortunately it takes time to play out. I mean, during the months of April, March, and May, I was 100% saying that this could be a cup and handle. Once again, I've been talking about this in the Discord for literally months. So this is a rounding bottom. The rounding bottom turned into a cup and handle. Cup and handle usually breaks to the upside. What we're looking for is the micro or the midterm switch, right? The hidden bullish divergence, the change in the weekly, which will help the monthly go more bullish, and then we're back into bull market territory. And we are. This is once again why I'm making this video, right? We had this inverse head and shoulders that will push us back to the 70 to 71,000. The importance of that is for the past couple of months, we've been in a downtrend, right? Trend lines go with trend indicator. These are rules that you need to write down, right? Long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. If the trade that you're looking at does not confluence with the longer time frame, you need to understand that it's a short rally. Meaning, if you are bearish on the weekly and you're putting in a long on the 1 hour, understand that you could have bullish days in a bad week, but it's usually lower highs and lower lows thereafter. I was just telling this to one of my close friends. We're now going bullish. You don't want to be greedy, right, in simpler terms, and buy at 67 to sell at 70, and then it goes to 82, right? What you do to figure out how much room you have to grow is the RSI, right? So the MACD is telling me that the trend is changing. That's why I have this orange line going here. Previously, I had pink lines going this way, okay? Trend was going like this, okay? Trend was coming down, MACD was coming down, RSI was coming down, okay? RSI was bearish. We went from above the moving average. We were making higher highs, higher lows. Trend changed when we did this, went below the moving average, retested the 70. Right here is what we call a confirmation. A confirmation that poo-poo's hitting the fan, and this is where I could confidently say the trend is officially changing. So I confluence the double top on the RSI, right? You can see here, 1, 2, below the moving average at the 70, room to bleed. It's the same thing over and over. All I'm looking to do now, if you remember, since July, we were looking for a double bottom, hidden bullish divergence, a break of the moving average, a retest, sounds somewhat similar to what I just told you here, right? A retest of the moving average back in section A, which is from the 50 to the 70, right? This is the bullish, this is the bearish. You want your RSI MACD to be in section A or above, showing you that this is a continuation to the upside. So we had to wait. I haven't really made a video because we had to wait for this to golden cross, for this to break out and retest, right? We had resistance, resistance, resistance. We had to wait from September 24th to September 7th to October 7th for this whole wave to play out, for it to come back down, retest, and then once again, this is the confirmation for me to tell somebody confidently Bitcoin's now in an uptrend, right? We have officially broken out of the trend. Once again, say with me, trend lines go with trend indicator. That's another rule that you need to write down. And when you're drawing trend lines, if your trend lines are going up, but your MACD is coming down, something's not right. My trend lines were going down because trend indicator were going down. It was doing something like this. I said eventually you have to delete the old trend when the trend indicator changes. You can see here the trend indicator volume is going the other way. Now these are lagging indicators. So what that means is once this death cross, we have already turned bullish here. Correct? Correct. So meaning it's happening, right? We've already broken out, had the confirmation. You already had the breakout and the confirmation. We're back in section A, section A. So the whole point of this video is to teach you this is the confirmation that you need to see in order to open up a long or buy Bitcoin. And then you need to figure out where major resistance levels are so that you can take profit on the way up. While you're hitting resistance levels on the way up, you're watching the RSI. The RSI will use around the 70 as major resistance because it's been used as major resistance in the past. Can it go above? Yes, but once again, everything happens in waves. So the first wave was from here to here. We have broken out, and now we're looking for this wave to go somewhere over here. I don't know where it's going to go, but once again, I'm going to watch it. As we approach the 70, I'm going to be more bearish. You understand? As we approach the 50 or as we approach the 30, I get more bullish. I trust charts over people. Another rule. What do I mean by that? You should have been buying at 50 to 55,000. You would have been up right now 20%. I posted in the Discord, you can't pitch MACD, RSI, moving averages, support resistance to the normal people, right? The people who have no investments, no knowledge about stock market, crypto, anything, right? They need news. So you're going to start hearing if someone gets elected, there's going to be regulatory clarity, BlackRock and all institution investors are going to buy. Why? Why do I say that? Well, when an asset is already up 20%, you need to give it fuel so that the sheep have an okay feeling that even though it's extremely overbought, there's still meat on the bone to make money, right? Because once again, people are buying Bitcoin or crypto majority of the time to make money, right? If you say something is going from 67,000 to 100,000, the average person who doesn't even know how to spell Bitcoin or Coinbase or has a ledger or knows how to do a transaction or whatever, right? They see 50%. And they say, all right, if I put 1,000 in, I could turn it into 1,500. If I told you, realistically, this possibly could go to 80,000, then it's like, I'm making 18%. I got to get in now. I got to make sure it's the right price. Is that the right price, Joe? Is 80,000? Then you set in stop losses, this and that, right? You have to worry about capital gains. Is it worth it? Right? I might need this money. So if you start hearing 200,000, and it's like, dude, don't worry about it. I'm gonna put in like 20, 30,000, and I'll make 100,000 on that. Don't worry about the house I was gonna buy, the Rolex, the gold, anything else that could make probably more money. My point is, there is a measured move to the upside that brings us to about 80 to 90,000. Crypto Crew, shout out to him. There's a mathematical equation that has predicted based off the high and the low where the next high is going to be. Watch that video. That also confluences with around 80 to 90,000. If everyone and their mother is saying 100,000, smart money is putting their take profit levels at around 80 to 90,000, right? Because let's be honest, the asset has not gone from 50,000 to 100,000. It's gone from 15,000 to, let's just say, 85, 90,000, which is a 500% return in this bull market, right? Once again, I'm trying to figure out where the macro high and low is, because then you're a genius on the way up. Meaning, if you could catch the swing on this next weekly swing, right? The next weekly wave. Let's just compare apples to apples here, right? What I mean is this was from October till January, okay? You had a couple of months of looking like a genius. You could buy here, hypothetically, right? Because the trend is changing, my point is highs are going to get higher, lows are going to get higher. So it doesn't matter if you bought at 67 or you bought at 64. Once it goes to 73, everyone's going to be up money. Everyone's going to be high-fiving. If it goes down and you're down money, and then you buy at 69, but then it breaks 72 and goes to 79, everyone's high-fiving, right? Doesn't matter if you're up 13%, I'm up 9%, he's up 15%, we're up, right? During the bear market, it's a little bit different. You got to make sure you're buying at the low, selling at the high, because then your entry could be broken and then you're in the negative, right? So my point is, once again, the trend is changing. The trend is changing for the better. I do think I would set an alert right here in these wicks of the 68.5, 68.6. You could see here it was major selling pressure in the past. Don't get caught up with the BS. Take your major profit levels at, not financial advice, but I'm going to use the monthly and see where they're selling pressure previously. That is, once again, here, 71, here, 73, and then I might do something like this. Excuse me. Fib. In this fib, what I did was I went from the high, brought it down to the low, automatically makes these levels here. There's usually one in the middle from the 1 to the 1.618, let's just say 81,000. And then the next fib level is 90,000. So if you have three things, mathematical equations, charts, no news, no BS, no opinions, telling you around 85 to 90, maybe a wick above, right, to the 92, right, because the news is going to go crazy. Bitcoin's back. That's it. Dollar's going to collapse. Trump's going to get in, right? You're going to hear it all. What happened the last time he got in? Waves, right? Waves. I think we do this, we do something like this, we do something like this, we do something like this, and we complete the cup and handle. Once again, the cup and handle looks like this. Boom, boom. You have your retest, inverse head and shoulders. This is a bull flag. You take this, Control C, Control V, bring it here to the retest, bringing us to about 100, 105,000. Enjoy the day. Love you guys. Hope you learned something from these videos. Once again, long-term trends will predict what the short-term outcomes will do. That's the number one rule. This is a weekly chart. Every bar represents a week of trading. It's not like this trend is going to end this Friday. You have weeks of bullish momentum on the horizon. I don't like to do this, but if you are opening up a long, this is not financial advice, you have a liquidation price based off how much leverage you borrow from the exchange. The last low, you could see here, we're making higher lows, right? We went from 48,000, we went up, we came down, went to 53,000. We went up to 66, came down to 58. Now we're here. This is your most previous low at 58,891. Technically, it's 57,728 to be safe. I don't think we break this uptrend now that the MACD on the weekly is changing for the better. I do think we potentially could go up and then come back and make another higher low. So you would open up the long, use the margin that allows the liquidation price to be lower than 57.5. So that if it was to come down and retest, you'll be down, but you won't be called out. That's the goal. Enjoy it. Love you guys. Hope you learned something. If you do and you appreciate, the only thing I could ask for in return, like the video. That's it. Love you guys.